Hey there, fellows. You remember this here van of ours? We've owned this thing for a number of years now. It drives, everything's good. Well, almost. Again, I'm no expert when it comes to diesel engines. But, well, you have to start somewhere, right? It was bound to happen one day or another. So here's what I'm looking to do. The motor in this thing, let's just say that it's far from new. The idea is to extract the motor from this thing, and then we received a few requests. Anyway, we're gonna bury it. As in, place it into the ground? As you do. After that, we fire it up to see how long it lasts, and just how it runs, as in how it feels while being underground. Will it even survive down there? Yeah, we're going to bury a motor. Alright, let's do this. Burying an engine and getting it to run. Translation and voiceover by BMI Russian. What was that? No smoke, Alex? Right, fellas, we've dug a pit, rolled the engine over here. We decided to use a dolly since we had no desire to drag it over. Anyway, it's all looking good. Now we just have to attach all of the supplementary stuff, cooling. In terms of power supply, this diesel only needs it for the starter motor. We've removed the electrical valve from the high-pressure fuel pump, meaning we'll be shutting it down by means of closing off the intake and suffocating the motor. Connect the glow plugs. Then we place it into the pit, fire it up, and start burying it. And adding water from the looks of it. Alright, let's do this. Fantastic. We accomplished something. It's up against the side, the flywheel is free to spin. Right, so it's no longer raining, we're looking good. We've attached everything we need. We've got a radiator, some wires, for the starter motor. I don't really understand why we powered up the cooling fan. Over there we have some diesel fuel. We've got our pit, a few shovels. We've got this. Time to fire up the motor and to bury it alive. It works. The turbo is whistling away nicely. You can really hear it. Yeah, it's all right. Okay, let's bury the damn thing. Okay, so We weren't able to completely muffle the engine noise. You can clearly hear it. It literally took 3 minutes for it to warm up, to the point where we need to switch on the fan. You see, here's the problem. There's no air around the engine block to cool it down. No circulation, no nothing, since it is underground. Very nice. Though I'm sure you're aware that diesel engines tend to operate at cooler temperatures. But it's not like this one has much of a choice, considering that heat exchange with the soil isn't as effective as it would have been with ambient air. We'll let it run for a bit, and then we see exactly what's what. Will it survive or... Right, it seems to be working. It's nice and warm, but it isn't overheating by any means. It's all good. The ground is vibrating though. I mean, even if you walk over here, you can still feel it. Even right here, it's as if it's making even more noise than it used to. There is so much stuff vibrating around it. I mean, this rather large patch of soil. I suggest we shut it down and fire it right back up again. Will it start underground? Then again, why wouldn't it? Let's give it a try. Switch it off, or I'll just do it myself. Oh.
20 minutes later.
It works. It works. All we needed to do was let it cool down a bit. And immediately you see where the smoke is coming from. Right here. We just need to... Yeah, well, the soil dried out. Pack the soil. Yeah, true story. Well, it is shaking and vibrating after all. We let the motor run for a bit more. It's all looking good. There's just a tiny bit of fuel left. Right, so we've put everything away. Now I just have to block off the intake and leave the engine to rest for a while. So we'll try starting it in a week. That's 1 week on our end. For you, that'd be 5, 7, 10 seconds.
Much later.
Right, fellas, just like I promised, a week has passed. There has been some rain, as you can see. From the looks of it, a ton of water is poured down, judging by how the earth has settled. So what's the worst that can happen? Well, it's not like there's going to be a swamp down there. I mean, the engine is buried pretty deep. In any case, the soil has settled, meaning that the flywheel, starter motor, or something else might be locked up slightly. So something might go wrong. But, well, there's no turning back now. Time to give this a try. Awesome, the glow plugs work apparently. That's nice. I see you've decided to thoroughly heat them up. Did you connect the fuel supply? Yeah, it's hooked up. So it's hooked up. We doing this? Yeah, go for it. See how these diesel engines run underground? I can see some smoke, it's all good. Everything's looking great. The motor started right up. And it's actually running quite nicely. There don't seem to be any issues. Nice. The exhaust gases have found themselves an escape route. Here they are exiting from underneath the ground without any trouble. Well, I can actually see a few spots. They also used to exit from right here, where there was an additional coolant pipe. It got drowned over here from the looks of it. I am a big fan of these engines, man. They just run underneath the ground like it's nobody's frickin' business. Zero worries, no stress whatsoever. Though you can't see how it's running down there. Now I'm really keen on... You know what? I really think we should go ahead and see how the engine runs underwater. So basically you start the engine, submerge it into an aquarium, obviously, as to be able to see everything clearly. But we'll get to that some other time. Now there's the matter of deciding this engine's ultimate fate. We could either unearth it, or follow the path of least resistance and just leave it here for an entire year. Once a year goes by, we'll hopefully be able to start it right back up again, though we will be firing it up from time to time during the course of that year. If we decide to leave it here, I reckon you guys should make the call. Now you go ahead and share your thoughts with us in the comments down below. There's also going to be a poll in our Telegram channel. So yeah, let's decide whether we'd like to leave the engine here for a year or dig it out. This shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let's go ahead and work something out. But for now, that's all I have for you. You guys watch us, subscribe, send in those comments and suggestions, give us a big thumbs up. Alright, catch you later. Shut it off. Just like that. Quick, on point, no unnecessary movements.